it like getting that shutout after the first NHL game last night?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
What was it like getting that shutout in front of your grandparents at their first NHL game last night?
It was a lot of fun. It was exciting. I knew they were going to be there, and for them to get to experience that, we had a great crowd last night as always, and there was good vibes in the building. So it was a lot of fun, and see them afterwards and just share the emotions and stuff like that. It was great.
You've been playing really well in between the pipes, but what was it like to be able to see the team in front of you offensively produce and be able to net a few?
It's great. It's like like I said last night, it's always easier when you play with the lead, not just for me, but for everybody in the lineup. You play with a little bit more confidence. You can play a little looser, so to speak. You're not gripping your stick too tight. You're not trying to force things. Things just seem to come naturally at that point. So it was great. Power play was awesome. I think we had two. Yeah, we had two there, and PK was great. Contributed on that on Rass's goal at the end there. Got some pressure and then caused a turnover and hit him coming out of the box. So it was a good night all around.
Speaking of gripping your stick a little tight, Lucas Raymond hadn't scored a goal since December 1st. And of course, things weren't showing up on the score sheet, but he was doing the little things right. What's it like seeing him develop throughout the season?
It's been awesome. He came out of the gates hot, and I didn't realize it was that long since he scored. But he, like you said, he'd been doing things other ways. He's been good in the D zone. The whole line's been solid in the D zone. In all three areas of the ice, they've done well. And him specifically, like you said, he's grown as the years gone on, and it's awesome to see. He's going to be good for a long time.
Thank you.
Answer, Con?
Yeah, Alex, last night, was that one of the better defensive performances by the team? It seemed like it, especially right around the net area, the guys, the defense kept them more to the outside and kind of kept that slot area kind of free.
Yeah, I thought all around our game was pretty solid. We seemed to play with a little bit more urgency, a little bit more drive. We had a day off the day before, so I think guys had some energy. We had a tough stretch there, a long stretch, a lot of travel. So to get a day off and be able to come out and kind of hit the ground running right out of the gates was huge. And like you said, we didn't really give them much in terms of quality chances. I think we had 4 maybe chances against that, 4 grade A chances. So from top to bottom, we were ready to go.
And now as you get close to the midway point of the season, just can you reflect a little bit on your season here and just your adjustment here coming to the new team? Has it been kind of what you expected, or any surprises or anything? What stands out to you about the first half?
For me personally, I think it's been a little bit of, feels like kind of hot and cold. Feels like some nights, I'm seeing the puck well, and the next night maybe not seeing it as well and fighting it. So it's been a little bit too much like a roller coaster, too many ups and downs, I feel like, for me personally. But as a team, I think maybe we can say the same thing. I think we're right around 500 or at 500, and it feels like some nights we're there and some nights we're not. And there's nights where we're playing good and we don't get the bounces, and then the next night maybe it's not our best night, but we're getting bounces and we're not getting results. So I think to be successful in this league, you have to bring it every night. You have to play consistent, and those nights that you're not feeling it, as long as you're giving it and you're trying and you're staying consistent with your work ethic, you'll get those bounces, and you'll win a lot more games than you lose. So for the first half, I think that's probably it. You could describe it as like being on a roller coaster, and then the second half now trying to stay even keeled and bring it every night.
Excellent.
Yep.
Daniela Bruce?
Ned, what was it like after seeing your grandparents after the game, or your grandma? What did they say to you after you posted a shutout with them in town?
They were just really excited. They were happy, smiling, a little giddy. My grandma's been my biggest fan, ever since I was growing up. So she was very excited, very happy. Glad they made the trip. I didn't realize they were coming till later in the afternoon. I thought it was just my parents, but it's exciting. They're watching every game whenever they can. So
did you have them pack their bags and get ready to go on the plane to Buffalo?
No, but I've been having everybody tell me that they need to come to more games. So I'm sure they'll be coming to a lot more now.
And then last night, Tyler Bertuzzi and Coach Blashill talked about the importance of this upcoming game tomorrow in Buffalo, and trying to continue the success we saw last night. Does it make it easier or harder to do that against the same opponent?
I don't think it really should matter who it is. we played a really solid game last night, and I think whether we're playing Buffalo, we're playing Tampa, or we're playing Seattle, it doesn't matter who it is that we're playing. You have to come out tomorrow night and you have to do the same thing, play 60 minutes hard, be disciplined and just have a sense of urgency. We really have to come out. We know they're at home. They're obviously, they're not going to like losing, and they're not going to lose 2 in a row, especially with the same team. So to come out there tomorrow and if we get going out of the gate right away, we should set ourselves up pretty good.
All right, thank you.
Max Boltman?
Alex, I'm curious, what, if anything, has surprised you about this group, or have you learned about this group from the first 38, 9 games?
I don't really think anything's kind of been surprising. It's a good group, like I've said before. We have a good group in there. There's good vibes, good chemistry. I think we've got some learning to do, maybe in some areas, but we're getting better. It's right now, it's not showing every night, but you can see in practice, and I think you can see guys individually growing up and kind of like learning how to play the game the right way and things like that, and myself included. So it's like I said, it might not be showing in the standings, but I think we're going in the right direction.
What will be 1 or 2 things you think you guys can still stand to learn as a team?
Just like I said before, consistency. You have to show up every night. Anybody can beat anybody in this league, but you have to be able to show up every night in order to do that. We're not just going to walk into the arena and expect 2 points against whoever. If we do that, we're going to get our butts kicked every night. So we have to find a way to consistently play at our best, and it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would win every game, and anybody would be able to do it.
Ted Colton?
Alex, when you were talking about your season and stuff, I mean, is it just been some bounces that have been going your way against you, or some goals that you really haven't liked, or what? I mean,
yeah, you never like the bad bounces. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, everybody goes through those things. For me, it's obviously they end up in as a goal against. For forwards, it might be whatever, a shot that's going in, it gets deflected or something like that. Like those things you can't control. You're going to get bad bounces. For me, it's more of like the fundamentals, the simple things, the pucks that can't go in, pucks from behind the net, pucks from the wall or from the blue line from a distance where you kind of see it the whole way, or you see it most of the way, and they go straight in, things like that. Trying to clean up some areas like that, and just fundamentally be sound every night.
has it been an adjustment going to a new team that way? I mean, a different system and all that, or has that been pretty seamless?
Yeah, at the start of the year, it was a little bit of an adjustment, but after probably 5-10 games, we practice it almost every day, and we were doing it for 2 weeks there in training camp and preseason. So now obviously it's just kind of second nature, the system. So it's about just focusing on yourself and doing your job.
You touched on it a while ago, but just getting that day off Friday, not having to go to the rink or anything. I mean, how beneficial was that? I mean, that was a pretty long stretch there for a while coming out of the break.
Yeah, it was a nice little reset button, not having to go into the rink, not having to warm up, go on the ice, give it 30 minutes hard and come off, cool down. And it takes a lot out of your day. It's a full day of work. So just to be able to step away from it, not focus on hockey for a day and enjoy the time with your family or doing whatever it was you were doing. It just kind of, like I said, hit the reset button was huge.
Their grandparents, are they from Parma?
Yep.
Are they huge hockey fans or more like Alex Nedeljkovic fans or something?
They're probably more my fans than anything, but they love the game too. They've been watching. My whole family kind of started following when we really weren't much of a hockey family before my brother and I started playing when we were younger, and then they started getting into it. And as the years gone on, they've learned more and more about the game. So they're probably more my fans than anything, but they enjoy the game just as much.
Gotta be huge Browns fans, I would think.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, thanks, Alex.
Yep.
Last question, Art Regner.
Hi, Alex. I'm kind of curious. I know you guys probably don't want to look at the standings, but with all the teams on pause and postponements, and a lot of teams seem to have games at hand to you that you're competing with for a playoff spot. Do you look at this part of the season, even though we're only halfway there through it at this point, that you're almost in, and I hate this expression, a must-win situation where you guys find yourself?
I think the way that we've kind of played last month, maybe we've kind of put ourselves in that situation. We were pretty hot and cold. We've had some stretches where we've lost 3, 4, 5 games in a row and kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We got off to a hot start at the beginning of the year, and we kind of lost that. We gave it away. So now I'd say that we know the standings, we know the situation we're in, where Boston's got some games at hand on us, and they're the team in front of us, and the teams behind us, it's the same thing. They're trying to play catch up too. So we understand where we're at, and we just got to take it game by game. We can't look at 5 games down the road, or we can't look at next weekend's games. We have to focus on tomorrow in Buffalo.
Just for clarification, was last night your grandparents' first NHL game ever?
I think so, yeah.
And, forgive me for asking this, but during the course of the game, did you think that, wow, my family's here, that this could be the night that I'm going to score that goal?
I wasn't on up until I think it was a few minutes left, or they got that penalty late, and I made a save and whistle blew, and I saw their goalie go to the net or go to the bench, and I wasn't really sure why. I figured they were trying to get an extra guy out there, and then Gags came up to me and he's like, "You should have went for it." And at that point, it did cross my mind, but then obviously the situation, delayed penalties, going to the bench for the extra skater. At that point, just wanted to get the win. That was all that mattered, really.
Well, it's coming, Alex. Don't worry about it. You're going to get one. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks.
All right, those are all the questions we had for Alex this afternoon. We'll be back shortly with Coach Blashill.